Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Samuel Emmanuel Dickerson Jr. from Better You, Better Society. And today I have a very special and a very important video geared towards all entrepreneurs and really anybody that's out there building a brand. I promise you today you're going to get a lot from this video. All right, guys, so the message for today is to take your brand seriously. Now, when I say take your brand seriously, what I mean is to treat your brand like it is your baby, to nurture your brand, and to give it as much effort and energy as you possibly can. So I'm going to be giving you guys 10 tips, 10 things for you to remember that's going to help you take your brand seriously and be the best entrepreneur that you can be. All right, so number one, produce the highest quality work that you can produce. Now, this is such an important thing because in order for you to reach your highest capacity and to truly elevate yourself, you have got to be faithful with what you have right now currently. And don't use the excuse, I don't have the resources. Don't let laziness hold you back. Don't let anything hold you back. Really use all of your potential, use all of your resources. And if you're going to make a video, make it the best video. If you're going to take a photo, make it the best photo. If you're going to be throwing an event, make it the best event that you can throw. Whatever you do, let it be of the highest quality that you can produce. All right, guys. So as an example, I'm going to use my good friend Emerald Marie. Now, when you look at Emerald, right, she was a journalist. She started about maybe 2 years ago, but just seeing the way that her career has elevated is truly amazing. And the way that I believe it was elevated is because every picture that she posted was fire. Every video that she edited was fire. And she may not have produced the most content, but best believe the content that she produced was the best that she could possibly produce. So when I look at her, I just see the benefits of just truly treating your content and treating what you do like it's your baby and nurturing it and just feeding it in and working on it until it's a masterpiece. So shout out to you, Emerald. Guys, go check out her page if you want to see exactly what I mean. Number two, very similar to number one, maximize what you have. Not everybody is going to have an expensive camera system. Not everyone is going to have money to buy lights and buy good venues for their events and buy the best clothes. But whatever you do have, make it look nice. If you don't have money for new clothes and you got to shop at Walmart, make sure your clothes are ironed. If you don't have money for a good lighting system, at least simple things. Make sure when you do your video, the light is hitting your face and it's not behind you. Make sure that whatever setting you're in, it's neat. If you're throwing an event, make sure that the venue is clean, it's spotless. Just whatever you do have, just truly maximize it. In the Bible, it talks about being a faithful steward. And if you are faithful with the little bit that you have, you will be blessed with more. So guys, whatever you have, really treat that little bit that you have like it's $1 million. If you got a $10 suit, you walk around like that suit is Armani. You make sure it's clean pressed. You make sure it's iron, don't got no lint on it. You hang it up and you take pride in everything that you have. And I promise you, that will open a door for you to get to the next level and then the next level and then the next level. So me, I'm a motivational speaker, but the way that I started getting into speaking was by doing selfie videos on my cell phone. And just by me maximizing those videos on my cell phones, making sure that my messages was tight, making sure that I'm looking handsome and suave, I began to get DMs on Instagram, messages on Facebook asking me to speak at schools. And then from me getting seen speaking at schools, the other doors started opening up for me to speak at universities and then for me to speak at other events. So that's really just to show you guys just what's possible when you maximize whatever resources and opportunities that you have currently. All right, number three, make provisions to upgrade. So let me give you guys an example. With my videos, I wanted my audio to sound better. I wanted my visuals to look better. So what I had to do was Number one, honestly, was sit down and just begin to imagine that I could get better. I had to think, like, what else could I do in order for me to improve the quality of my work? And once I sat down and thought about that, I was like, all right, maybe let me get clip-on mics. Then maybe let me get a better lighting system. The next thing that I had to do was figure out how much it costs. And then I had to work and save up my money in order for me to acquire these things. So making provisions to have more is a very, very, very important step in growing your brand. All right, number four, do not sacrifice your quality for quantity. So there's this huge debate that a lot of people have internally about whether or not they should focus on pumping out a lot of stuff or they should focus more so on the quality. Me, I'm a big advocate for keeping quality a little bit more important than the quantity. So it's like you want to produce as many high quality things in the largest amount of quantity that you can. So only thing that means is really just work hard, honestly, and just be diligent and be excellent with everything that you produce. Here's an example. You could either produce, let's say, 10 YouTube videos a month and the quality is kind of so-so, or you could produce maybe 2 YouTube videos a month and you really put your heart and soul into each one. I can guarantee you that those 2 YouTube videos that you do will have a much greater result, will have a much greater impact, and will get you a bigger return on investment than the 10 that you do if the quality is not up to par. All right, number 5, give yourself enough time to execute an idea completely. So let me tell you, so for this video that I'm doing right now, I gave myself the past 2 days where I would just spend hours just studying and writing down notes for this video, practicing different techniques. Even when it came time to set up the video and the scenery, putting up the lights, setting up the camera. When you're trying to produce art, you can't rush it. You got to take your time and really just make sure that everything is right. Pay attention to the little details and create a masterpiece, because at the end of the day, your brand is your baby and you want to make sure that you are giving it the time it needs to be a success. All right, number 6, pay attention to detail. There's a saying that like the devil is in the detail. Now, what I think that means is that pay attention to the details. I think that means paying attention to the details is really the hardest thing for a lot of people to do when it comes time for them to work on their brand. Anybody can come up with the concept. Anybody can get the ball rolling. But when it's time for you to do that focused work where you're really making a masterpiece, that's where the real work is. That's the difference between me as a painter and Michelangelo as a painter. It's the little details. And the more you can focus on the details, that's going to show the difference between a master and the apprentice, a $1 million brand and a haphazard brand. All right, number 7, have a plan. A lot of times people go into projects and they just want to wing it. You may be a talented speaker, so you feel like, let me just get the mic and let me just start yapping away. You might have a good presence on camera, so you were saying, let's just hit record and let me do my thing. You might be very creative, so you just want to jump into whatever it is that you're going to do. I'm going to tell you this. You may be talented, but your talent will only get you so far. You will be much better off if you create a plan. Here's an example. Let's say you're a fighter or you get into a fight. Like me, let's say I'm about to fight somebody. I would do much better if I spend a month practicing, right? As opposed to if I just walk outside and get into like a random fight. Having a plan, having practice, having experience, and putting in extra effort, it pays dividends. So no matter how talented you are, go into it with a plan and give yourself the extra edge. Because like I said, this brand, this thing that you're building, this has the potential to change your life. So it deserves your due diligence and it deserves you putting in that extra effort. Number 8, compete with the best. Now, when I say compete with the best, right, here's an example. Me, with Better You Better Society, I could choose to compete with Nike, or I could choose to compete with a brand that doesn't really take what they do seriously. Now, even though there's a chance that I might never get to Nike's level. If I compete with them and compare my content to their content, and I compare my products to their products, I'm going to elevate what it is that I'm producing to a level that is going to be much higher than if I was to be competing with the low level brand that doesn't take what they do seriously. So good competition is very healthy. So compete with the best. Whatever it is that you're building, look at the top brands in your field and compare what you're producing to what they're producing. And just know, like, you're not in this to be mediocre. So you need to get your stuff better than what their stuff is. All right. You need to work until your idols become your rivals. All right. Number 9, set deadlines and stick to them. This right here will stop you from getting caught up in analysis paralysis. I'm telling you guys, focus on your quality, produce high quality stuff, create a masterpiece, be great, compete with the best of the best. Now, what this can do is this can stop you, if you're not careful, from taking any action at all. So you making sure that you set a deadline saying, all right, by this month, this needs to get done. This will give you the kick in the behind that you need to, even if you don't feel like something's perfect, if you did your best and that deadline gets there, you drop what you have. You gotta drop your stuff, because if you just focus on making it perfect, you won't drop anything. So let me give you guys a practical example of what I'm talking about. Let's say you set a goal where you have to drop one YouTube video on the 1st of every month. Within the 30 days leading up to the 1st, you are going to work your hardest in order to make that YouTube video the best that it can be. But when that 1st gets here, it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. Whatever you have, or the effort that you put into making, it has to get dropped. And the last point is keep a dignified self-image. So my mother used to always tell me, Sammy, be a man of excellence. Now I'm telling you, be a person of excellence. And as a person of excellence, you already know that whatever you drop has got to be at a certain level. There's a certain standard, there's a certain quality that whatever you do has to have. And you keeping a dignified self-image, this already encompasses all the other tips that I gave. It's just going to be like a compass that's just going to automatically just make you feel uneasy whenever you're doing something that is below who you are, or that is below the goals that you're reaching for. So just think of yourself as great, as awesome, as royalty, and just let your work reflect that. All right, guys, I hope this video has helped you out. Please comment below if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions. Make sure that you subscribe. I'm pointing to the boxes as I do this. And guys, better you, better society. Go be a hero.